There are few sounds more ordinary than a knock at the door. 3 soft taps, a pause, then 3 more. It could be a neighbor, a lost child, someone asking for help. And that is exactly what makes this legend so disturbing. Because what if the thing standing outside your door does not need to break in? What if it only needs you to invite it? For decades, people have whispered about strange children appearing at night. They come to houses, they approach parked cars, they stand beneath porch lights, motel signs, and empty street lamps. They speak politely, they ask for a ride, they ask to use the phone, they ask to come inside. And for some reason, everyone who sees them reports the same feeling before noticing anything strange, a deep animal fear, the kind of fear your body understands before your mind can explain it. Tonight, we're going to explore one of the most unsettling modern urban legends in American folklore, the Black-Eyed Children. So before we begin, leave a like on this video and subscribe to Eldritch Stories if you enjoy dark mysteries, urban legends, and psychological horror. I am Victor, and this is Eldritch Stories. The modern legend of the Black-Eyed Children is often traced back to the American Southwest in the 90s. The most famous account comes from Abilene, Texas. A journalist named Brian Bethel claimed that late one night he was sitting in his car outside a shopping center. He had stopped to write a check using the dim glow of a nearby movie theater marquee for light. The parking lot was quiet, not empty, not dangerous, just quiet in the way ordinary places become unsettling after dark. Then someone knocked on his driver's side window. Outside stood 2 boys. They looked young, maybe between 10 and 14. Their clothing seemed ordinary enough. Their voices were calm. The request was simple. They wanted a ride home. They said they had forgotten money and needed to get back so they could return to the theater. At first, nothing about the request sounded impossible. Children asking for help are not supposed to trigger panic. But Bethel later described an overwhelming sense of dread, a sudden sourceless terror that made every instinct in his body tell him not to unlock the door. And that is one of the most consistent details in Black-Eyed Children's stories. The fear comes first, the eyes come later. The boys kept asking. Their words were polite, but their tone was wrong, too controlled, too forceful, like actors repeating lines they had been taught without understanding the emotions behind them. One of them allegedly said that they could not come in unless Bethel let them. That sentence changed the entire nature of the encounter. They were not asking for help, they were asking for permission. Then he saw their eyes, not dark brown, not shadowed by the night, not unusual because of lighting, completely black, no white, no iris, no pupil, just 2 flat, depthless holes where human eyes should have been. At that moment, the story says Bethel panicked. He started the car and drove away, leaving the boys behind in the parking lot. But when he looked back, They were gone. No footsteps, no running, no silhouettes fading into the distance. Just gone. Since that first famous account, the legend spread through forums, paranormal websites, late-night radio shows, and online horror communities. But what makes the black-eyed children so effective as a modern legend is not just the eyes, it is the pattern. The encounters change locations, but the structure remains almost identical. Person is alone. It is night. The world feels ordinary, but is slightly emptied out. Then the children appear. Sometimes they stand outside a car window in a dark parking lot. Sometimes they appear on a porch during a storm. Sometimes they knock on the door of a motel room asking to use the phone. They are usually described as children or teenagers, but there is always something wrong with the way they behave. They do not cry. They do not panic. They do not speak like lost children. They speak with the cold patience of something that knows it has time. The request is always simple. Can we come in? Can you give us a ride? Can we use your phone? Our mother is waiting. We won't be long. And the person hearing them almost always feels an unnatural pressure to say yes, not sympathy, pressure, as if the words themselves are pushing against the inside of the mind. This is why the legend feels so intimate. A monster in the woods is frightening. A shadow at the end of a hallway is frightening. But a child at your door asking for help attacks something deeper. Your manners, your empathy, your fear of being cruel, your instinct to protect the vulnerable. The black-eyed children do not chase. They make you question whether refusing them makes you the monster. Imagine this. It is just after midnight. Rain taps softly against the windows. Your house is quiet, the kind of quiet that makes every small sound feel deliberate. You are about to turn off the last light when someone knocks at the front door. Not hard, 3 soft taps. You freeze. You are not expecting anyone. Through the peephole, you see 2 children standing on the porch, a boy and a girl. They are soaked from the rain, but they are not shivering. Their clothes are plain, slightly outdated, and too clean for the weather. The boy looks down at the doormat. The girl looks directly at the door, not at the peephole, at you. Their voices come through the wood. Please let us in. There is no panic in the voice, no desperation, no tears, just a flat, patient request. You ask where their parents are. They do not answer. You ask if they are hurt. They do not answer that either. The boy only says, "We need to use your phone." That is when your hand moves toward the lock. You do not fully choose to move it. It just happens. Your fingers touch the metal and then your body reacts. Your stomach drops, your skin tightens, the hair on your arms rises, something unscient inside you. Understand that opening the door would be the last normal decision you ever make. So you step back. The children go silent. Then the girl speaks. "You have to invite us. Not please, not can you, not will you. Have to." And in that moment, you understand the rule. Whatever they are, they cannot cross the threshold by force. The door is not protecting you because it is strong. It is protecting you because you have not agreed. You look through the peephole again. This time both children are staring up. Their faces are pale and still. Their eyes are not reflecting the porch light. They are swallowing it. Black from corner to corner, empty in a way no human eye can be empty. And the worst part is not that they look angry. They do not. They look patient, like they can stand there all night, like they can come back tomorrow, like they already know that eventually someone will open the door. No one agrees on what the black-eyed children are supposed to be. Some call them ghosts. Others believe they are demons using the appearance of children to bypass human defenses. Some theories describe them as vampires because of the rule of invitation. They cannot enter unless welcomed. Others connect them to extraterrestrial folklore, pointing to their emotionless speech, unnatural eyes, and strange ability to appear and disappear without explanation. But perhaps the most disturbing possibility is that they are no one of those things. Perhaps they are an imitation, something that has studied human children from the outside, but never understood the details. They know the size, they know the voice, they know that children make adults feel responsible, but they don't understand fear, they don't understand urgency, they don't understand warmth, so they perform childhood the way a machine might perform a prayer, accurately enough to be recognized, wrong enough to be terrifying. That is why the eyes matter. Human eyes are full of tiny movements, reflections, moisture, focus, emotion. They tell us when someone is afraid, lying, bleeding, confused, or alive inside their own skin. The black-eyed children remove all of that. Their eyes are not windows to the soul, they are covered windows, and whatever is standing behind them does not want to be seen. The black-eyed children endurance because they belong perfectly to the modern world. They don't live in ancient castles or forgotten ruins. They appear in parking lots, suburban neighborhoods, gas stations, apartment buildings, places with security lights, doorbells, and locked cars. Their horror is not distant, it is domestic. It happens in the space between safety and politeness. Every version of the story asks the same question. What do you owe to someone who looks helpless? And what do you do when every rational part of your mind says help them, but every animal part of your body says run? That conflict is the true engine of the legend, not the black eyes, not the knocking, the decision, the tiny movement when your hand is on the lock and you still have the power to say no. Maybe the black-eyed children are only a story, a shared nightmare born from late-night roads, stranger danger, and the uncanny fear of faces that look almost human. But stories don't need to be true to survive. They only need to feel possible. And this one feels possible every time someone knocks after dark. Tonight, before you sleep, look at your front door. Not for long, just long enough to remember that every lock has two sides. Then imagine 3 soft knocks. A child's voice on the other side. Calm, polite, patient. Please, let us in. If this story unsettled you, support the channel by leaving a like and subscribing to Eldritch Stories for more dark legends from around the world. And tell me in the comments, if the black-eyed children came to your door tonight, would you open it? I am Victor, and this is Eldritch Stories.